Greetings petrolheads, my name is the Tom, you're on my gaming channel and it's time for another episode of Automation, the car company tycoon game. Today I'm gonna build another replica, and to mix it up a little bit I thought I would do something a little bit different. So I looked for my list and I saw that, well, somebody whose name I can't pronounce, I'll just spell it out, Jayeol. So jayeol. He requested me to build a 2014 Dodge Durango replica, and it's only obvious to me that I should probably use this body shell. And I'm gonna go quickly to my Google Images so that I can see the silhouette exactly. This goes further here, and then that is yeah, more like this. Then the front window and back window are pretty much exactly as big, so that's fine. Also the angle of the front windshield is fine. On the rear, okay, so this bottom half of the rear end, this bumper can't go further inwards, which it should in order to make it fitting for this car, but other than that I think I'm pretty content. Maybe adjust this angle a little bit more like so, and I don't really want to flare the wheel arches, and I think we'll just get going here. I don't know, is it a monocoque? I don't know, it's probably a ladder chassis. From what I think is probably going to be corrosion resistant steel. It is longitudinal, it does have McPherson struts front, and probably not double wishbone in the rear, so let's go for a semi-trailing arm, cause I doubt, I mean really Chrysler, I really don't think they would put solid axle leaf springs in a 2014 SUV. I don't think they'd do that, but I kind of wouldn't be surprised if they did. Anyway, it is corrosion resistant steel. Alrighty then, we're gonna go for the grille first. I think we make it by putting down, no, not one of these out. Let me look for it here. No. Actually, if you look closely, it looks pretty much like that, only really big. Because yeah, because on the real car this corner right here would have to be a little bit further down here. It does have a curve, like it's curved on both the upside and the downside with a, I don't know how to explain that properly. Anyway, what I'm getting at is this is probably the one closest to the real grille, and we're gonna put down some chrome inside of it in order to replicate the grille as best as we can. So we're gonna put down some chrome. It has to be a little bit thinner, I think. This is still way too short. No, they are not touching in the middle. There is a little bit of space left between them. That is pretty much like it. And then I need another one exactly like this one. Is that... no, that's not quite long enough, but I can make do with this. Oh, that was a little bit too much. And a little bit more. Okay, good. Now I just need to connect these two with each other. And then, obviously, there's some more chrome in the grill. Because that's just how it is. You can never really have too much chrome, can you? There's that. And then what we also have is some of these vertically. Can't see the bottom end of those. You know what, let's just make them bigger now and then put them down here. Actually, no. Now that I look more closely, they do go like a curve and they're not touching in the middle. So yeah, it is a little bit more tricky than what I just tried. I can easily make it like this. And then put another one down and connect this one, connect the vertical one with the horizontal one. Like that. And then we obviously have to do the same thing on the bottom of this grill arrangement. But first I want to get this lined up properly. Okay, good. This is too long. And we're gonna go for this right here. This is too wide. Okay, good. And then put another one of those down, and then we can adjust the angle in order to connect it with the one up top. It's still too wide. More like this. Yeah, that fits pretty well. And all of a sudden you can see a Durango grill here, can't you? Alright. I'm gonna do the headlights a little bit later. For now I'm gonna spend some time on the bottom grill down here, which is basically one of these turned upside down. Whoa, it goes a long way down once if you mirror it. This goes like here. And then we have some vents that are basically, where are they? Come on. Are basically these turned upside down. Okay, so this has to be a little bit less long. This has to be a little bit longer. So there's that. And inside of these vents we have some, actually they're a little bit less hard, like that. And inside of these we have some fog lights which look basically like this, and they go, wait a minute, they go like here. Good. Now we have that. Admittedly, there's way too much space between this upper grill and the lower one. I kind of made a mistake there. So let's just go make this larger. No, that doesn't seem right. It just doesn't. Should I just put all of this further down? Or just make it bigger? No. Let's leave it the way it was. Which was a little bit bigger. And now I'm gonna go for the headlights. The headlights are pretty interesting in this car. How do we start best here? We start best by making the outer shape. And that is what we get started with one of these. Then we have more of these that goes basically where the outline of the grill changes direction, like right here. Then we have a little, oh sorry, my flaps had a little bit of a problem. It's back now. And we have a little bit of a curve in this whole arrangement, like that. No, a little bit further. And that jayeol, or whatever you, or however you pronounce that name, who requested my replica, he said, please do a Dodge Durango a replica best muscle SUV. Like, I'm not sure if I agree with that, because I very much like the cheap SRT8. But hey man, I'm just here to build the replicas, I'm not the one to judge which car is best. So yeah, we're gonna down this right here. That looks like the outline of the headlights right here, I think. And it does have some LEDs inside of these, inside of the bottom one, like around this right here and the curve right there, which I can't really make with these rectangular fixtures, because they just won't, you won't really be able to see them if I put them down here, like, yeah. And that is why I'm choosing to go with white indicators, because they will very well be seen once they're inside here. Yes. Okay. And now another one right there. That is good. However, we need to adjust displacement a little bit more. And I'm also going to build the engine here, just to mix things up a bit, because I used to only make aesthetics recently. And yeah, we have a pretty nice opportunity to give these headlights a slightly different shape by making this indicator look like that. Where it is, actually. It is right here. And then we can totally change the angle of this thing like so, so that we can put this here and it'll look proper. Good. Now, what else do we need in here? We need, you know, those little details in there are really hard to, if not impossible, at the moment to make, because of the engine and, you know, the way that these fixtures are displayed once they're in. Like one is right here, and then basically we gotta fill this whole area out, because the details aren't gonna be displayed properly as you would like. That'll hopefully change with, once the game gets its new game engine, because which the devs said will still happen this year. So I'm excited about that. I'm guessing you guys are too. So yeah, basically when you pre-order this game, you need patience anyway, because for new content to be added, and that's no insult towards the devs, but because there's only 3 of them. Like if you have a big project, it goes quickest when you have plenty of people to work on it, right? But when you only have 3 people and a big project, like, of course that's gonna take some time. And we just finished, I think, the front of the car. So let's go over to the side where we have some door handles that I think look like these, or at least these probably look closest to them. Then we have the rear end, and as I'm looking for a good, oh gorgeous, I now have a good picture of the taillight arrangement here, which is similar to the Charger Hellcat that I already made on my channel, but different. So how do we start here? We start, I think, just as a help, just for helping purposes, I think I'm gonna put down one of these fixtures right here and adjust its size like so and so, because the taillights are gonna flow around this thing, but we obviously still need to make sure it's the same, it's the proper size. I think we are now at that point. Now we are gonna put down a lot of these, and maybe some more between those two. Alrighty then. And then we're gonna just go ahead and keep building here. We're gonna make sure that we follow the outer shape of the grill that we just put down. Because that is going to be our basic shape for the tail lights. Like, if you're gonna make a complex design, it's always good to know a way of helping you make those complex designs a little bit more easily. For example, I can now delete this grill, and without it I wouldn't have gotten this exact shape, which is exactly what we want on this car. Or pretty close to it at least. Okay, and then we have a very slightly ascending, actually, like so. Whoa, okay, that just created a hole. Then we have a very slight curve, like it's not, it does not go straight up at the end of this whole array. Oh, and that is not the size it wants to be here. And then we have basically one more of these. And then we have one of those. But shorter. Is this how it goes? I mean, sure, we're gonna need more of these about here, I think. So that we can then put the dodge riding between those two rows of, you know, red taillights that we just put down. And this one, the upper line just goes straight across. Like that, and I think this has to be a little bit shorter. So we can put this here, that there, and that there. And then this, make this a little bit longer. And this a little bit longer as well. Good. So that is basically how you make these taillights. Of course, there's more to them, and I'm going to go ahead and put that down. But that is the basic outer shape of them. We have some more white in here. Well, some white at least. Yeah, it goes like this. Then we have a small one downwards like this, and then one more that goes like that. Nope, I don't want you, I want you. There we go. That is basically those white ones. Then we also have a pretty nice array on the real car that I can't really tell you how to make in the game, because you know, actually these need to be a little bit shorter, but the fixtures have a certain minimum size, and you can't make them thinner than that. And so I like the thickest part of the Durango's taillights that flow across these white ones in a curve is about as thick as these are right here, which is the thinnest I can make them. So I don't really think I can replicate that properly. And I also just realized that this whole arrangement is way too tall, so I need to make this shorter and put this further up here. And make the curve earlier. That also means I'm gonna make these shorter. And put that up here. And make this one shorter. Okay. There we have it. Closer to the real one. Good. I'm gonna try anyway, because I think it's a cool detail in this car's taillights. But it's pretty hard to replicate currently in the game, because there's no fixture that is thinner than, excuse me, what kind of, yeah, it's kind of weird, like the fixture placement is a little bit weird around these vertical lines that the game has created. You know what, I'm just gonna put one down here instead of the two that Durango has. Like that. And should we cover this whole area up in black? I don't think there's a good opportunity to do so, any good method of making it. So I'm gonna put down the number plate, which sits right here. We're also gonna put down the Dodge, like the Dodge writing. Then give me an oh, come on. That is proper, so we now want to take O like here. Or do we want to take everything? Please? Let me select anything? Thank you. Let's take everything a little bit further to the center, so that we can put the second D pretty much as close to the center as we possibly can. Okay, now that's it basically. Please let me drop down the G somewhere, thank you. And then make it so we space out the O a little bit more in order to have about the same amount of space between the D and the G. Here's where things start getting a little bit annoying if you have the D and the G as close to the center. And you're gonna have a hard time to really make... Oh! To really adjust their positions, but I think this looks alright here as far as dodge writings go. Okay, what else do we have? We have a, the Durango writing. It's not only a different font, but also a little bit too much work for me to really bother with it. We don't really have any sort of bumper, any sort of fancy rear bumper that I could make here. So I'm guessing it's just, Anyway, actually we do have a little bit of... We do have a little something down here. A little something like this. No? Wait a... Oh, it's actually more like that. No, those outer lines are too thick that I actually think it looks better without it. Okay, good. There is the Dodge Durango then. We're gonna paint it this red right here, which makes it look a little bit better, I think. You can also make it dark blue. And then we're gonna say it is all-wheel drive, because it most likely is, I think. And then we're gonna give it a V8. It does come with the 5.7 liter, and I actually looked up the bore and stroke, and also the block, that the block is, funnily enough, cast iron. I mean, I mean, they haven't really changed their materials for like 50 years almost. At least that's what it seems like. The bore is 99.5, I think. 99.5, yeah, so we're at just that. And the stroke is 90.9. That'll give us exactly a 5654 cc engine. It is pushrod, but probably with modernized internals, if I had to guess. And the head is from aluminium. So the crank is probably cast iron. The con rods are probably forged H-beams, and the pistons are most likely forged. It does have VVT, or they call it VCT, but it's essentially VVT. It does have... What kind of compression ratio does it have? It's more like 9. Yeah, it's around here anyway, 9.5, I guess. And yeah, we have... It is naturally aspirated. We got multi-point injection. Again, that's like technology from, I don't know, 20 years ago. Anyway, it runs on premium gas. Let's keep the fuel mixture here. And the valve timing a little bit higher, I think. And the rev limit is... I can't really find that. I think it's about 6500. It probably runs on tubular exhausts. Dual exhausts, obviously. We're making 360 horsepower, at least that's our aim here. I don't know what kind of mufflers it has. And we're actually pretty close to our goal, which is 360 horsepower. However, we also need... How much torque? 520 529 newton meters, I think. Yeah, I think, yeah, 529. So I think we're best off with making the engine run a little bit richer. Starting to reach the RPM limit. I-beam steel? Good. I don't think it really has I-beam steel conrods. That's just, you know, that's just how it is. We're trying to make it a little bit more reliable here. So what if I go for long tubular exhaust here? We're making almost the amount of power that we need, but we're making not enough torque. So if I lower the cam profile here, and then if I up the ignition timing, that is not the way I would like the torque curve to look. That is more like it, but we're still lacking 18 newton meters. What if we do this? Okay. Getting closer. But the compression is really lower than... Actually, what is the... I don't know, it's probably like 10.3, I guess. .364, 525. That's pretty close. 520 newton meters. You know what? I'm content with this. I'm content with this. So that is... I don't know what the engine's name is. But we're gonna go for an automatic gearbox with 6 speeds. Actually 5 speeds now that I think about it. Top speed... What is the top speed of this thing? Probably something along the lines of 255. It has to have 6 speeds. Power distribution more to the rear end. We have... I don't know if we do have a clever diff in there, I don't think so. Medium compound road tires with a lot of profile. I think it does come on 19 standard. So... probably like 225s, maybe, yeah, probably more like 245s. Anyway. I don't know any of this stuff here, because I couldn't find enough details on the car. So I apologize for that, but I'm doing my best here. But what did we... Oh, I always forget to select the rim material because I basically always assume that it's gonna be alloy anyway. Let's give this thing some brakes. And I don't even know if it does have any sort of under tray. Since it's an SUV, probably not. Let's reduce this cooling airflow to a more reasonable amount. Like this. We have 5 seats in there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, should be 5 seats. With what I would consider probably like a premium interior and a standard infotainment. All all drive rates, and I think even launch control, because the cheap SRT8 has it as well. The safety has to be pretty much advanced, because otherwise we probably can't get to the weight that this thing has. Straight up, I have no idea what kind of springs, dampers or sway bars it has. Probably no active ones. So it's probably hydropneumatic. Off-road sway bars. And let's just go for an off-road suspension setup right away, and we get a car that weighs 2,342.3 kilograms, does 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds, which is fairly good for a large vehicle like this, which uses an absolutely massive amount of fuel, just like you'd expect from a car like this. And I think we can end this episode right here. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like button, it helps out a great deal. Also consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more content in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.